file dialog as a non-visible thing. How did you make it pop up in your code?
Show dialog.
That's right. If you have a form, okay, you call show dialog.
We need to show the form.
That's right. So what's going to happen, you're looking at a file name. Let's say the first file that was selected was IBM month.
Yep.
Okay? You're looking at IBM month, you say, I'm going to need a form for that. So first you instantiate the form, and then you say, I need to show that form now, and now that form shows up. Then I can loop for the next stock chosen, let's say Microsoft. I'm going to instantiate another form and show it. So we'll have form after form after form after form after form. That's not the whole story yet, but let's take a look at what that looks like. So in this messed up experimental code, if I were to go into this, okay, we no longer need this little thing. You can see how all that we're doing on the button click. And again, the name should be changed, but I'm just doing something experimental. I want it to be quick, but you do realize that when you're there and you're saying, I'm making my project, you put a button, the first thing you want to be able to do is go change the name to the appropriate conventional name. Or another approach is you put all of your controls and then you go to the name property and you start changing the name. Now, when you do that, okay, you change the name of a control, stay in the name property, then change control, it will stay on the name property, and you just change the name of that control. You click on the next control, you change the name of that control. You click, that way you don't move around. Do we understand what we're talking about? Otherwise, if you say, oh, I'm going to go to a control, and I'm going to change all of its properties, you're changing the name, then you gotta find the other properties you want, and then the other one, and you do that. Then you go to the next control, it's got a whole different set of things. You gotta go back to the name, and whatever other properties, like if it's a date time picker, you gotta go change the value. Instead of doing it that way, you put all your controls, your buttons, your date time pickers, and so forth, and then you say, now I'm gonna change the names of all of those according to our convention. You click on the first control, let's say it's a button, you go to name, change the name. Leave that alone, click on the next property, and the name property will still be there. And you just have to change that name. Next control, change the name. Once you've done that, you say, okay, now I'm going to change another property, okay? Maybe the text that appears on the text box or the text that appears on the label. So now you go to, let's say, your button, and you change the text to show you what you want the button to do. And then you click to another control that also has text, like a label, they have text, you change that. That way, you change the same property across your controls, change properties, change them across the control, and so forth. All right, so far, we have our button, and when we click on it, we ask it to show the dialog of the open file dialog, so that shows the open file dialog. When the open file dialog has had something selected, we are now in the file OK. Do we agree? Now this is just a template type thing, but you can try it to see. You say, hey, here's what I'm going to do. Remember the new form chart display? Do you have one of those? Okay, so you have that second type of form. If you don't have one, just create. Who does not have that? Because if you don't have it, we can create one. But okay, everybody has that other form, so perfect. And what you want to do, you say, just to see what it looks like. Yeah, is that about not having the form?
No, it's related to it, but...
Okay, go ahead.
I created it, but I just want to know how you renamed the name to form chart display on top.
Ah, okay.
Because mine is form 2.
Form, well, what would happen is, okay, this thing here, chart display, that's the second form.
Yes.
You say you have a second form?
Yeah, but it's named form 2.
Yes, okay, no problem.
Okay.
In your properties, let me show you how that would look like. If I go here, see this guy here, yours here is form 2.
Yeah.
Here's what you do. You can right click on it and you say rename. Yeah, but go ahead, do it, because it's gonna do something real special, so do it, and tell me what it tells you, it's gonna speak to you.
Oh, it's just the ring stuff.
If it says anything to you, I want to know what
It
it
didn't
says.
say anything.
It didn't say anything?
No.
Oh, that's not possible. Did you change the name?
Yeah.